Hello. Welcome back to another episode on Reddit Raccoon. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe and leave a like. What do you all think is the worst movie you have ever seen? Super Babies. Baby Geniuses 2. Can't believe that got a sequel. Can't believe OP watched the sequel. I see a lot of people who have never seen Birdemic. Shock and terror. Seriously. Treat yourselves to this masterpiece. Fun fact. The lead actor Alan Barr for a long period of time would accept literally any friend request on Facebook. And the man writes every friend a happy birthday message every single year. I've been getting happy days from him for 10 years now and I love it every time. Every time I hear about this film I learn a new wonderful fact about it. It's the film that just keeps giving. Bad movie recommendation. Velocipastor. It's about a pastor who turns into a velociraptor. The full movie is on YouTube. That sounds so bad that I'd guess it almost cycles back around to good. I love IT. Lamageddon, however, is legitimately horrible. But I laughed so hard I cried during Velocipastor. Oh come on. In Lamageddon when the llama guy lays the llama eggs. That part was pure cinema gold. After. The entire modern romance melodrama genre is annoying to me. Absolutely awful. Every fight was so predictable and they clearly are terrible for each other. And yet I watched all three of them. Trashy teen movies are a guilty pleasure of mine. Apparently. This movie called The Devil's Child or something. I watched it back in the Blockbuster days. It was extremely low budget. For whatever reason I was under the impression that Blockbuster only had good movies. I was so wrong. Oh hell no. I worked there for 7 years and we had some really bad movies come through. I was well known for telling customers please for the love of God don't rent that. Get this one instead. And hand them an actually decent movie in the same genre. My specialty was mostly horror. But also action and some drama. It didn't take long for the regulars to holler out this one any good. Girl? Before I'd reply IT sucked. I had a good friend who was a manager there and he was known for doing the same thing. To the point he would flat out say try this movie instead or just don't rent anything. You'll be better off staring at a blank wall for 2 hours than watching that garbage. He got in trouble for it a time or two with his superiors but nothing ever came of it because he was so damn good at his job and people loved him. One of the funniest people I've ever met. I didn't take his advice once. I learned my lesson really fast after that. For years later until they closed if I would bring a movie up front he didn't like all he would say was remember bug? With one disapproving eyebrow up and I would immediately turn around and put it back lol. He was the best. Hahaha I had running jokes like that too with some of the regulars. Okay. If you're sure. Hope you don't hate it as much as you hated Battlefield Earth. They would immediately put it back and I'd holler out recommendations until we hit something they hadn't seen. My DM got annoyed about it once. But I was happy to remind him that my sales numbers for everything including Movie Pass, Game Pass, rewards, etc. were the highest in the region. He never said anything about it again. Exactly. His numbers were huge because of his knowledge base and his personality. He would have people that lived in nearby towns with their own Blockbuster come see him because they loved him so much. The other Blockbuster location managers. Not so much lol. Plus they would usually return everything to the one in their hometown and I know that pissed them off even more. I always said, if they were half as good at their job as he was, they would be fine. He couldn't help that he was awesome and they weren't lol. Cats. It's astonishingly bad. It's not even funny bad. Just bad. It wasn't that bad. They played it on my 12 hours flight from Johannesburg to London. and there were only about 2 walkouts. My first laugh of the day. Thank you. Dragon Ball Evolution. Hey. If it wasn't for that abomination, we wouldn't have gotten Dragon Ball Super. Toriyama hated it so much he went back to Dragon Ball. Something he said he would never do. That level of bad is impressive. Source. If that is true, then we should be thankful Dragon Ball Evolution exists. I don't know how to feel about this. It was a high price to pay. What did it cost? Everything. Jack and Jill. This is a horrible piece of speep. I feel like someone said you're no Eddie Murphy to Adam Sandler and he totally misinterpreted the comment and was like, oh yeah? Just watch me. Also, Jared Fugel gets a lot of screen time. And it's really itchy on a rewatch. 365 days. Yeah, that one sucks pretty bad. Me and my brothers walked out of Battlefield Earth. This movie is so awful that I love it unconditionally. While you were still learning how to spell her name, I was being trained to conquer galaxies. Live action Avatar: The Last Airbender. I hadn't watched the show when I first saw the movie, and it was still incredibly bad. It's not even entertaining for someone who had no emotional connection to the source material. Then I watched the show and the movie instantly became 100x worse. 6 earthbenders to bend a rock that could have just been thrown by 1 or 2 people. And it took a 20-step dance routine to make it happen. They could have just all thrown rocks and it would have been more effective. And it moves so slowly. Overall, The Room. The fact that he was trying to make a good movie, but it came out like it did, cements it for me. Unlike other cult classics. But it's so good though. Anyway, how is your sex life? I did not hit her. I did not. Undefined. Oh. Hi Mark. You're tearing Emmy apart, Lisa. You are chicken. Cheap 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 cheap. Hello. Doggy. You're my favorite customer. I know who killed me. That movie was so peeping ridiculous. The I Wanna Be a Stripper movie for Lindsay Lohan. Epic movie. Stole 1 hour and whatever minutes of my life I'm never going to get back. As a kid I loved epic movie, date movie, disaster movie, etc. Whoa, don't forget Meet the Spartans, absolute masterpiece of a movie. Artemis Fowl may be the only movie I've turned off halfway through because no one in my family liked it. It was just awful. Yeah, we were thinking after Dame Judi Dench was in Cats, she needed to release another movie fast. But then Artemis Fowl came out and I just worry about her choices. Her 10 packs a day fake Irish accent was almost so bad it's good. Tepeth Tharmienen. The Slender Man on Netflix. It wasn't even a good bad. It was just pure bad. No plot. Nothing made sense. Mac and Me 1988. One giant McDonald's commercial and E.T. ripoff. 3/10 on IMDb. One viewer commented, "The drinking game I was playing for every product placement was over in 20 minutes when I nearly died of alcohol poisoning." 3/10 is pretty generous for that movie. But if most of the reviewers were plastered, that explains it. I think everything is wonderful when drunk. Manos. The Hands of Fate. Even the MST3K version isn't enjoyable. Every single frame of this movie looks like someone's last known photograph. In the best way possible. Rubber. It's a movie about a serial killer Carter. I'm not kidding. It's one of those so bad it's good movies. That movie is awesome. Peeping hilarious. Troll 2. So terrible it's entertaining. The very bottom of the crap barrel. The Circle. The Circle. Now which one? Because I can think of two. One with Tom Hanks and Emma Watson. And the one on Netflix where people stand in a circle and get zapped every so often. The people standing in a circle getting zapped was pretty good. The other one, not so much. I thought they were talking about that one and was about to write an essay on why I liked it lol. Yeah. It's one of my favorite movies. Honestly, the game goes so deep and does so much with so little. Really explores humanity. It's called Circle without the though. So OP is safe from our wrath. Tall girl. You think your life is hard? Yes, I do. Considering I'm physically disabled. I remember watching that particular part and gasping at the audacity. Like yes actually. As someone with physical disabilities, autism and a few mental health issues on top of it, I do think my life is harder than wearing size 13 men's Nikes lol. Some consider it the worst movie ever made. Plan 9 from Outer Space. I literally cannot describe how insanely bad it is. Nothing compares. Bela Lugosi, the actor, died mid-filming, so they replaced him with his chiropractor who was more than a foot taller than him. They also kept in the original footage. Even better. His footage was originally for a very different film. They wrote a brand new script around the footage they had. Also, watch Christopher Lee's first Dracula film and just try telling yourself that Plan 9 was released 1 year afterwards.